domination. Let them have it, Black Ops.
Foot patrol.
Requesting recon above.
I'm on this.
Marking down Charlie. Losing A. Deploying Archangel. Marking down Bravo.
Taking the objective. Distant enemy eliminated.
We're losing Alpha. Taking
Objective
Bravo
capture
underway.
Hostile planted spring mine.
Taking B. Bravo zone secure. Losing B. Lost B. Losing A. UAV established overhead.
Beginning
Securing
capture.
B. Enemy napalm strike incoming. Heads up. Hostile care package inbound. Down Bravo.
Confirming enemy down.
Taking Bravo underway. Securing Charlie.
Initiating objective.
Enemy sentry turret detected in your AO. We're losing Alpha. Watchdog helo incoming on your location. Enemy RCXD detected. Securing C.
Capturing the objective as tagged.
Taking B. Zone C secure.
Damn, that feels good.
B. B locked down.
Enemy watchdog helo overhead. Enemy watchdog helo.
Losing Bravo. Enemy UAV inbound. Ion, requesting UAV capture. Sensor is out. Securing Alpha.
I'm on the objective.
Securing Zone A. All objectives locked down. Hold those SOBs back. They're taking C. Losing A. They're taking all zones. We lost C. Hostile UAV established. Taking C. All locations locked down. Dig in and hold them. We're losing Charlie. We're losing Alpha. We lost Charlie. Losing A.
Beginning
Securing
capture.
C. Losing B. Bravo.
Mix me. Line neutral out.
Launch your UAV. SAM turret is online.
Target removed.
We're losing Alpha. Locking down Charlie. Losing A.
I'm knocked out.
Commence counter UAV operations. TACOM, launch a UAV.
We lost Alpha.
Watch your target.
Taking Alpha. Zone Alpha captured. Losing B.
TACOM, launch a counter UAV.
Light Molotov. Eyes on fuck! Watch it!
Losing Bravo. We're losing Alpha. We lost A. UAV inbound. Losing B.
Taking the target appearance hostile.
Taking C. Securing Charlie. Bravo.
Effective shot. Capture the objective.
We control Zone C. Taking
Marshal
A.
requesting UAV task.
Net call. Enemy watchdog helo inbound.
UAV commencing surveillance operation.
5 down.
Zone A secure. Losing A.
UAV MTL 50%.
You're planning on giving up. Do it now. If not, get to work. They're taking C. We lost C.
Thanks for the work. UAV overflight terminated.
Take it Bravo. Underway. Securing B. Damn it, we must have hacked their
Talk
comms.
about a shit show.
Go dark.
Move out, Black
We'll
Ops.
pick you up later.
Taking the sighting in.
Overdrive. Earn elimination medals to increase your combo score.
And decided to
Reclaim the advantage, now hold it.
inspired by the Nazi ideology. Particularly heinous group. And we'll get onto them in full later, but what I first want to talk about is how Israel actually tried to implement this. We have the example of 1982, where Israel attempted to break the back of Palestinian nationalism by targeting the Palestinians.
They've taken the lead.
Now, the Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin made the claim, oh, these evil terrorists were doing the second Holocaust to us. In fact, on the eve of the Israeli invasion of Lebanon, he literally said Treblinka if Yasser Arafat and the organization weren't destroyed, claiming that, they were evil terrorists who must be dealt with. And the justification, by the way, for invading
Stay on task.
whilst in London, and although he did survive, he never really got out of bed.
Hostile field upgrade spotted.
But this guy wasn't even a member of Abu Nidal, an anti-PLO organization, and so Israel, for this, went and invaded Lebanon and went to try and set up a state where the Christians would rule over.
Target down.
Enacted a heinous bombing campaign that does not come close to anything that any Lebanese government
Eyes on it.
Which has been implemented initially the United States of America, which he said we can go way harder. Of making the enemy incur a penalty through civilian infrastructure by bombing the standing structure. Israel has been doing that.
Or militant group have ever done to Israelis.
Got 'em
On
over.
one singular day of bombing on August the 12th, 1982, Israel killed. And this reached the point where Ronald Reagan, a staunchly pro-Israel Republican president, called Menachem Begin its arms broke off. And he also told Begin that he was committing a holocaust in Lebanon because of how atrocious the things
Sorry, mate. Broke your
and,
streak.
this was all really horrifying. But eventually Israel managed to get the PLO out of the country. But this wasn't good enough for Israel. Israel's leadership...
Throwing incendiary.
What the f*** are you Hezbollah attacked Israel on Friday. If you don't talk about the inception of Hezbollah, why it came about, then you can't have this conversation. Of course, this is important. You can't just dismiss it. It's like saying, oh, you can't talk about anything before October 7. You have to only talk about after October 7. What do you mean? Before its inception has been to terrorize the indigenous population within its reach.
was very obsessed with the idea that some of the Palestinian Liberation Organization fighters remained within Lebanon, which really wasn't true. I mean, there are other accounts from senior Israeli officials that say the exact opposite, that there were maybe a few people left, but it wasn't major. But for Ariel Sharon, Israel's Minister of Defense, well, this just wasn't acceptable.
Hostiles reclaimed the lead.
We will kill them. They will not be left there. You are not if you
They're cooked.
Enemy RCXD detected.
had been that Palestinian civilians would have been protected. Israel didn't abide by this. As I mentioned earlier, well, their leader, the MIL, was assassinated. And of course, the PLO were blamed, even though it wasn't them. And so Israel went into the Sabra and Shatila refugee camps and perpetrated mass rape, mass torture, summary executions, mutilation of bodies, alleged whether and left on the floor, people stabbed, babies stabbed. I mean, the scale of it was perhaps up to 3,000 or 3,500 people were.
Yeah, and the way that Israel designed this. Shut off.
Your trophy system was eliminated.
Entry point into the camp. Literally blocking every entry point into the camp, every exit point into the camp with their vehicles and with their weapons, and throwing up flares in the air so the visibility is there for the allow them to every single Palestinian they can get their and Lebanese person they can get their hands on. It was barbaric. This is the environment in which there was a Lebanese militant
killed inside these camps. And you may be saying, well, Israel didn't do it, that's okay. Flares in the air so the phalanges could do it. They knew what the phalanges were doing. They were the ones who had trained the phalanges. Let them go in. In fact, a Norwegian who was in the area at the time said that the IOF had full view of a bulldozer digging a mass grave. And in fact, this wasn't even the first time that the phalanges had been allowed to do this. In Tel Al-Zata, 1,500 Palestinian and Lebanese civilians were massacred. And often people think, Israel's gone down this dark path, maybe they highlight...
Enemy field upgrade active.
are a Maronite Christian sect in Lebanon that
We've given up the lead.
Refugee population in Sabra and Shatila. You might have heard. They did this with coordination with the Israeli forces. They're not Christians, they're Christian Nazis. Christian Nazis, okay?
We're winning. Keep it that way.
Parents that say they're Christian versus, I don't know, the Westboro also claiming to be Christian. Yeah, Franco is they get their influence from, like actual fascists.
You're falling behind, Crimson.
The Labour Party in Israel in the 1970s. The Labour Party.
For like 8 years of my life, and I didn't learn about Sabra and Shatila until your stream. Like
Enemy with Semtex.
make Israel.
The Christians, I'm talking about the moral aspect. You kept on supporting the Christians even after the Zata massacre.
The Phalange are neo-Francoists who adopted neo-Nazi ethnic policy. My whole family are ashamed to have had even one member of my family.
Was in every possession.
We're winning. Keep it that way.
We had already known what they had done with the weapons we supplied.
Hostile RCXD. They've taken the lead. MTC's nearly dry. Get serious, Crimson.
Israel's involvement. That is the only way that you can approach the subject matter, because if people learn about it, I mean, think about it this way. Post October 7, it became undeniable. Israel's cruelty. 1 year.
Semtex out.
Attack insert.
Report to the nearest distraction point. I have to make a call.
Anything actually a very big deal. What happened in Sabra and Shatia?
Spring mine spotted.
Israeli adult population complicit in Sabra and Shatia. But the Israelis still went on to elect Ariel Sharon as their prime minister in 2002, and he oversaw more slaughter of Palestinians, more destruction of their lives and townships. And you cannot understand why someone might say, well, actually, a Lebanese person has a much different experience to that of an Israeli. Israelis have sat pretty. Yes, they have experienced violence and civilian but nothing on the scale of what Israel has done to Lebanon. And Israel did this not in pursuit of terrorists, but to alter the
Here's another great example, by the way, of how Israel operates. New, after hundreds of Yale students protested in advance of Israeli National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir, who is a psychopathic Nazi settler terrorist who demanded the assassination of Yitzhak Rabin, okay, who had photos of one of the most prominent Israeli terrorists of all time in his living room, a Kahanist. He came to Yale. Yale now has stripped the School Students for Justice for Palestine chapter of its official status as an official student group. Yes, Ben-Gvir is a Kahanist who celebrated the Jewish terrorist mass shooter. Yeah, like imagine having a photo of Dylan Roof in your living room, okay? And then after being elected into office, you reluctantly have to take it down in order, and you say when you're taking down the photo of Dylan Roof, you say, oh, I'm not doing this because of my convictions. I'm doing this because I want people to shut the fuck up about it. Okay? A framed photo of Dylan Roof. Oh. Itamar Ben-Gvir was not allowed to serve in the IDF because of how extremist he was. Can you understand? The Israeli occupying force, which is a force for terror in and of itself, said, you're too rabid for us. And now that guy's being welcomed to Yale at a time when the administration is literally going after every goddamn university.
Hardpoint.
This kind of stuff.
Time to get our hands dirty, Black Ops. Get to work. Hardpoint is secure. Nice. We're pulling ahead.
Demands that this group is disbarred.
Flashbang.
A convicted Hitler's little on the college campus.
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
That's protesting against it. Disbarred.
Falling behind!
Incoming flashbang.
Hardpoint located.
Confirmed.
Hardpoint active. Hardpoint locked down. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint is secure.
By Norman Finkelstein in the
Taking control. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Watchdog Kilo incoming on your location. Hardpoint is hardpoint is active. Hostiles have
Tally watchdog Kilo. Hostiles have a field upgrade.
Hardpoint eliminated. At the hardpoint. Hardpoint is secure. Hostiles captured the hardpoint. UAV inbound. Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point located. Hard point is secure. Hostiles have captured the hard point.
Something good.
Tick!
Incoming flashback. They had it coming. Semtex, front.
Hard point locked down. Hostiles have the hard point.
Going hot. Eyes on hostile Semtex.
Hard point identified.
If you want to see the distinction that you make at the center of my previous video, you
Hostiles captured the hard point.
October the 7th.
Hard point is secure. Mover. Hostile RCXD in your AO. Sending frag.
RCXD smoked.
Tracking enemy target.
Hard point located. Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point active.
TACOM,
Hard point
launching
locked
UAV.
down.
Strike available.
Authorizing Hellstorm launch.
Hostiles have captured the hard point. Hard point is secure. Enemy scout pulse detected.
Enemy destroyed your trophy system.
Hellstorm took 3, RTB. Tackles, flying on you.
Hostiles have the hard point.
Not this time.
Hard point locked down. Hard point identified. Hostiles have captured the hard point.
feelings.
Hard point is secure. Hard point is active. Hostiles have the hard point.
Eyes on hostile Semtex. You do the same for me.
Hard point locked down. Enemy RCXD detected.
Take your head out your ass and your finger off the trigger.
Flashbang sighted.
Five hostile movement.
Hard point located.
My point is when Israelis hear from the
Hard
TACOM,
point
get a
active.
UAV in the air. Marshal
Hostiles
requesting
have captured
Hellstorm
the hard
strike.
point.
UAV accepts the role. Senses, stand on position away. Flash 3, no movement. UAV fuel check, 50%.
That's a kill.
UAV exterior.
county.
This is exactly the same. This is an analog. What is the alternative?
Hardpoint identified.
All the way to the Gaza envelope or
Dreadnought, you are clear to engage.
You gonna let a bunch of company assholes beat you? Fight back, damn it!
Dreadnought overhead. We'll take it from here.
Hardpoint is out. Hardpoint is secure.
Combat down. Bravo Zulu, that's 3. One kill. Plus 30 to splash. Bad guy down. They come. Good shoot. Solid command.
Hardpoint locked down.
Phantom action. Signing off.
And since they have never been allowed to return, many people still languish in refugee camps in Syria and Lebanon.
Hardpoint is secure.
Send an incendiary.
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Light and Molotov.
Hardpoint identified.
Incoming flashbang.
Hardpoint is active. Hardpoint is secure.
Trophy jacket. Hostile planet Spring.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
What Israel is doing.
Hardpoint locked down. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked. Hardpoint active. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. RTB flash. We need to have a fucking conversation.
The fuckers had us in a box from the start.
So this is a substitute for real action, and I must remember that Hila have openly stated that 2 people in Israel inside in Gaza. Ethan said that it was a necessity.
That had to hurt. That's right.
To protect, to serve, to nurture this place that feels like the only place in the world where they can live and be Jewish and not be like discriminated
I mean, when you're growing up with constant terror attacks, the army is a necessity.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if people think that's a controversial statement. That is. So, for one person to decide I'm not going to do it is a very selfish. It helps nothing with your career. You finish it, then you start
You don't even
your
need to
actual life.
defend yourself. It's just normal.
They both said that it was a
By the way, remember they would inevitably move on to American citizens? They have. Breaking. Officials confirm raids in multiple cities. Tahrir Coalition says FBI agents, Michigan State Police, and local officers targeted pro-Palestine organizers. So, Ethan, your wishes are becoming a reality. Maybe they'll invade my house too one day, you know? It's happening already. Your every wish that you had will be fulfilled by this administration. Don't worry. FBI raids follow string of pro-Palestinian incidents around Ann Arbor. In Ypsilanti and Canton on Wednesday, this morning, the FBI raided a bunch of people's houses. Officials did not confirm why search warrants were executed at multiple homes. The Tahrir Coalition, a pro-Palestinian advocacy group, alleged law enforcement is targeting protesters who support Palestine amid the war in Gaza. It's the latest in a string of local incidents, including pro-Palestinian protests on the University of Michigan campus, vandalism, arrests, lawsuits, and actions by elected officials since the war between Israel and Hamas broke out in October 2023. These were the people, I think, that are associated with Dana Nessel's initial targeting, the Attorney General of initial targeting. If you recall, you might recall.
Kill confirmed.
Why is this happening? Why are you actually, as a Democrat in a democratic state, targeting?
Lead time.
Crack throw. Yo, check your spot.
Its violent agenda. Are you so dense?
5 in a row.
To watch the Biden administration?
Hostile shooter.
Deborah Lipstadt, famous Hollywood Deborah Lipstadt, who was Biden's anti-Semitic.
Marshal requesting UAV test.
UAV in the turn. We have eyes on.
Catching up.
The previous Democratic Party administration
UAV MTL, 50%. Check.
in terms of creating Israel. The Democratic Party set the stage.
Miss me?
TACOM, flying on fuse. UAV returning to tank.
Ironically enough, if the don't Twitch streamer, I have no motion. But if they had the freedom of expression.
UAV available for testing.
TACOM, launch a UAV.
UAV commencing surveillance operations.
They would have had a better shot at winning the election. And that's just one aspect where they were completely blindsided, seemingly. There's a million
UAV flight time 50%. On my mark.
My question is about Kamala Harris running around with Liz Cheney, a person with zero.
Take your head out your ass and your finger off the trigger.
Thanks for the work. UAV overflight terminated.
Americans actually. Did you just say the N-word? Is that what you want? So that, like, you can feel better?
Pointing that shit ass ass.
Take your medicine, dude.
Troops in contact.
They had a bunch of words. They were realistically two officers who sat on the fence and talked down about everything. Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't blab a bunch of words.
Mine.
The Harris lost, and it's not because I was chirping about Kamala Harris. Harris is the best candidate that has ever existed. I could have lied to my audience over and over again every single day of the week.
Deploy Watchdog Kilo to my grid.
5 down. TACOM, request Hailstorm test.
Hellstorm away. Flash.
Driving RCXD. Get a UAV in the air.
authorizing Dreadnought task.
Phantom actual in the turret. Firing for effect. Phantom confirming 2 enemies down. Smash 1. 1 kill. Phantom actual. Timeline 50% expended. Enemy removed.
Crips on their heels. Hit them hard.
NKIA. They gone.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Good shot. 2 by.
Establish watchdog helo on station above.
Phantom bingo fuel RTB.
Clean win.
Archangel
Good
pressing
shit.
fire.
We're talking about the Trump administration black-bagging people, targets that were under the previous administration. Babe, fences. Clear by the day. I mean, that person is not even a liberal. Like most MSNBC watching neoliberal wine moms are far more radical than Canadians. Fence-sitting, where Kamala Harris was fence-sitting on genocide. And it's not even genocide. There were areas of improvement that I also actively campaign on. And I was right. Whether it be the way that the Democrats across the board under the Trump administration dealt with immigration with no counter messaging, no action taken in the opposite direction to show that America is a nation of immigrants, as a matter of fact, and immigrants are not a national security threat. Instead, wholesale adoption of the right-wing framing that immigrants are a national security threat with no evidence whatsoever. And the only evidence suggesting the opposite of what the Republicans were saying over and over again. It was insane. God damn, I can't believe people still try to relitigate this shit. It's like, you are so alone. You are so alone. Your parents don't even agree with you on this. They're out there in the streets doing the protest. Goddamn losers. Show me your pay stubs. Do you get paid by the DNC? Then if not, why the are you defending their ineptitude? Check this guy's logs. Terrorist plays. FBI should investigate your ties to Islam. Hassan, shut the fuck up, you Muslim dog. Most of this is just
Team deathmatch. Weapons free, people. Make some hate on them.
It's completely your fault. You tell it. You give a story with it. Stop just saying fucking words.
Hey guys, we are back with yet another episode. Kick your feet up, because this one's gonna be crazy. We got so much. It's about nothing.
Target ID.
Watson. We're deducing this clown again. This man cannot catch a break. Stuff I've seen in my life. Reddit trolls have been absolutely left and right. It's like every time you we're about to go through some of these DMs together. Full convos. How does he fall for this every time? Like, it's almost impressive how easy it is to troll this fool. You know, first one we got And Wes, being the walking hell that he is, immediately goes, "Let's get you." Sees the word ripped, and he starts foaming at the mouth, ready to sell another skin. And goes, "How much?" The guy then just randomly goes, "Why are you talking about your height, bro?" He replies, "Then pull up MFer, I don't even know who you are." All I see is something online.
Sim you.
I'm in Miami right now, no filters, no bodyguards. Definitely come to Miami in June and fuck you up. Let's make it a sparring boxing match. It's better than and Wes blocked him in peak Wes Watson behavior. And this one's just straight up comedy, bro. He slides in and just says, Wes, trying to be Mr. Entrepreneur, replies, "Let's build your coaching business." And the troll just goes, "Is this a reference to your size?"
Tossing flash.
Clean shot.
With the conversation like a little. But no, it doesn't even stop there. Next one, certified.
The fuck? Watch it.
What's up, bro? Is the 6 months $12,000 for business program? Not gonna goes, nah, mid-level 6 months is 12.5K, bro. The program includes mindset. Somebody check his search history. Dude keeps baiting, asking if he can pay with Zelle. Wes, desperate for a sale, sends him an email and says, "Bro, you can use this link." You can tell at this point Wes is drooling thinking about that. And even fakes a Zelle receipt saying,
Clean shot.
RCXD rolling out.
Desperate, trying to get his money.
Yo, check your fire.
I know you were big panicking once you realized you slipped up on IG and showcased your. And it gets better. Another dude hits him up. "Let's get you ripped, brother." And the guy just
Confirmed.
is speed running the blocking button at this point. Bro, it's so bad for Wes right now. Everywhere he goes, like there's no escape. At this point, this mission.
Enemy reaches by disruptor.
And a nobody. Anyway, thank you, awesome boys and girls. Leave a like. I would be thankful. That will be my face.
Another video that I want to watch called Slot Weaponized. Zealots. Corporate media and ivory tower elites have.
Damn, that feels good.
Quite well. Edward S. Herman. With the values, beliefs, and collective behavior that will integrate them into institutional structures.
Eyes on hostile.
This role requires systematic propaganda. Serious discussion has fallen. Corporate stronghold that traditional media held over the flow of information for decades.
status quo that those institutions were propped up to protect. People are tired.
Put him over. Incoming grenade.
Down-to-earth guy like Joe Rogan talk with his buddy who has an interest in politics or aliens or what have you. It's easy to resonate with them.
Firing Archangel.
Insight on current events and world news.
We got movement.
Driving off the XD.
From sketchy funding to audience capture, independent media has proven not to be immune to the shortcomings of this process.
We got the lead.
Tango
Now
neutralized.
hold it.
I know that sounds pretty but I do think it's important to know what it means.
Enemy patrol.
Damn it, we lost the lead.
And intellectualism, commonly expressed as deprecation of education, and science as impractical.
Enemy thermal barrel. Lighting Molotovs.
Status class that dominates political discourse. Ordinary people.
Lead dive. Come on, you're losing this fight. MTC's in the red. It's now or never. We got the lead. Now hold it.
Of the Second World War.
Molotov out.
Your trophy system was eliminated.
Typically refers to
It ain't working. We've lost the advantage.
apolitical perspective. Content ranges from covering interpersonal beefs between YouTubers, supposed to be somewhat centric, as pejorative, actually engage in this. I think there are certain creators in this realm who do a really good job. I also
All operators to your nearest DCC. We just
Pull
got our
out.
asses handed.
Crimson's dead.
But the reason I want to look into slop tubers for this video is from a very special
Hostiles using field upgrade.
They may not even know that they benefit from this, but regardless of their intentions, their positions in the online ecosystem allot them this privilege. Again, I don't think it's wrong for them to cover contentious political topics. I'm actually happy that they do because I think there's things that we can all learn. Perceived lack of credentials, but my point here is that they should treat serious with sources, and when they get something wrong on a contentious subject, issuing a correction.
Credited with about 500,000 deaths in Syria.
Let's ask our friend ChatGPT.
I've looked into this pretty extensively. Hezbollah's killed significantly more people by almost like 10 times, I think. I mean, we don't know the exact numbers coming out of Gaza at the moment. I'm trying to dry off the jack. Are you reading something contradictory, AB?
Yeah, I mean, ChatGPT says overall, due to the scale of frequency of IDF operations over decades, they have likely caused more Muslim casualties than Hezbollah.
No shot. Hold on. What was the question you asked it?
Hezbollah versus IDF, who has killed more Muslims?
Ask if it's including the Syrian civil war. I mean, that makes no sense. I've literally fact-checked this 1,000,000 times, I feel like.
In reality, their positions as drama creators actually serve as a shield for them when they irresponsibly cover a serious topic. Like I said, weaponized ignorance. You can think of it as a cousin to anti-intellectualism in the way that it shuns responsible inquiry.
Yup. That is objectively a falsehood that is being spreaded. That is being spread in that moment. A complete falsehood. The idea that Hezbollah is responsible for every single death that took place in the Syrian civil war, including some of their own militants, is so idiotic. Like that's what he said. Yeah, I said spread it. I'm stupid. That's just false. We don't know what the actual estimations are, but Ethan thinks by looking at Wikipedia and seeing the top line 500,000 number, the overall the overall number of slain people in the Syrian civil war, he just says they all died in the hands of Hezbollah. What I find particularly strange about this argument is that there were a lot of people that died due to both potentially the usage of chemical weapons and, more importantly than that, definitely the usage of barrel bombs. The notion that Hezbollah has access to either of these things is idiotic. It's not one made by any human rights organization, let alone any think tank, as a matter of fact. And the reason why, and no matter